This video is a wrap-up of Module 2 and an overview of Module 3. First, I'd like to thank everyone who contributed to the discussions in the forums. We looked at how to best engage learners with technology and media, and we discussed the excellent evaluations of educational games many of you posted in the forum. I was impressed by all the use of multimedia, screen captures, MS Word docs with a graphical presentation, even video captures of VR gaming experiences by Christopher. Several of you evaluated History Adventures, a game designed and produced by Spencer Stryker, an associate professor of digital media design at the Northwestern campus in Qatar. While some of you found the game compelling, others felt it put too much emphasis on the characters, to the point of saying it presents a view of history which foregrounds the cult of personality. The reasons Stryker developed the History Adventures game with such a strong emphasis on the characters can be found in his references to the academic article by James Paul G. titled, "What Video Games Have to Teach Us About Learning and Literacy." Based upon G's reasoning in the article, Stryker focused on learning as role play, where students project into an identity. For example, G points out that all learning involves playing a character. In a science classroom, learning works best if students think, act, and value like scientists. Games can show us how to get people to invest in new identities or roles, which can, in turn, become powerful motivators for new and deep learning in classrooms and workplaces. G goes on to point out that in massive multiplayer games, players often collaborate in teams, each using a different but overlapping set of skills, and share knowledge, skills, and values with others, both inside the game and on various internet sites. In the process, they create distributed and dispersed knowledge within a community in ways that would please any contemporary, high-tech, cross-functional, team-centered workplace. In this respect, games may be better sites for preparing workers for modern workplaces than traditional schools. However, in the end, the real importance of good computer and video games is that they allow people to recreate themselves in new worlds and achieve recreation and deep learning at one and the same time. This article by G clearly played a key role in guiding Stryker's game design. And if you're interested in reading it, you can download it via the link in this post or see the PDF attached. I think that the reason so many educational games aren't fun is that the intrinsic motivation of the player is not recognized and rewarded by the gameplay. Also, I feel that the educational aspect of the game should be incidental to the enjoyment of the game. For example, in a history game where the players adopt the roles of the English King Henry II or Eleanor of Aquitaine, the goal should be staying alive, not memorizing dates or the titles of official decrees. Detecting social cues that reveal the situation, developing friendships, recognizing frenemies who plan to stab you in the back, and knowing when to make a run to escape to France. Those are the learning activities that will create long-term memories. Looking ahead at Module 3, it's all about cultivating learning communities in an online space. The first discussion is about identifying your community of practice. Now, this is an idea pioneered by Etienne Winger. We'll follow that discussion with another one that focuses on how to facilitate online discussions. We'll look at how to reflect on your own participation in this course's discussion so far, and look at what was inviting to you, what discouraged you from participating, how will you engage differently going forward. For the assignment in Module 3, we'll look at building inclusive and equitable online learning communities. How would you build your online learning community? How would you help community members feel valued and ensure that they feel competent and able to engage meaningfully? How would you encourage community members to participate from the outset? We'll also ask you to describe the expectations you would make explicit to create a productive and inclusive online space for your learners. What rules or norms would you establish in your online learning community? How would these rules or norms limit or eliminate miscommunication or misinterpretation? What about the possibility of cyberbullying? How will you handle that? And finally, we'll look at how do you sustain your online community? What strategies would you use to encourage sustained participation? And how would you promote sustained engagement with the materials? I look forward to our discussions and how you deal with this new content focusing on online communities of practice.